markets have not suffered despite OPEC Plus announcing that they are going to be accelerating the easing of production cuts. A couple of reasons there. Most importantly, I think, is that the markets are pretty switched on to the fact that easing of cuts, that number is one thing, that headline number is one thing. The number that will actually be brought back onto the market is a very different, much smaller number. Couple of reasons there. One is that a number of those eight producing countries have been cheating, and therefore they are not going to be able to bring more barrels on. Also, OPEC leaders such as Saudi Arabia are trying to increase pressure on some of those countries which have overproduced to compensate for overproduction, which could slightly bring down production from some of those countries. That's the optimistic take. But either way, let's say they go for another 411,000 barrel a day increase, that's probably going to translate into not much north of 100,000 barrels a day in actual production increases. Then when we factor in increased domestic demand in the Middle East because they burn a lot of oil for heating and temperatures are rising over summer, the actual impacts in terms of barrels entering the market, entering export markets is going to be much smaller still. We're likely still going to see a drop in exports from the Middle East of crude oil over summer. So that's really the key decision making issue there. So at the moment for OPEC Plus, you're looking at prices being resilient despite you increasing production. Why would you veer away from that strategy?